All right, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Fade and Follow. I am your host, No Units Left or Units. I'm doing things a little differently this episode. So, what's going to happen going forward? I am going to talk about college football and my picks for first episode or the newest episode released. Then on the second one during the week, I'm going to do NFL and other games. If there are other games going forward, for example, like college basketball is coming back, I'll talk about college basketball if I have any picks that night on each episode. If I do or don't, same with hockey. Let's see what else. NBA. I don't really bet NBA, but sometimes I do. But yeah, so I'm going to be splitting these up. First college football, then NFL during the week. So this is a college football fade and follow pick'em. So this will. We'll go with episode, I don't know, I'll figure it out, 4.1 or 1.1, 1 point, then NFL be 1.2, I don't know. Something to figure out going forward, how I'm going to number and label these. But this is Fade and Follow the college football pick'em, or picks, I should say, and going over my card. So, first off, this episode is brought to you by absolutely nobody, no advertisements as usual. Probably never will for the foreseeable future. I just do this for fun, so we'll see. And to the audience of nobody, but that's all good. I love doing this for fun. All right, let's dive right in. Okay, so to recap college football and my record. Ugh, yeah, we got to talk about my record. All right, let's get into it. My record for college football is 22-19-1. What a bad Saturday I had the Arizona Kansas State game Friday night. Arizona +1. That was a win. Thought the mojo and the vibes were going to keep rolling, but they didn't. Oregon versus Northwestern. I knew it was going to be a tough place to play, as I stated on the last episode, but it definitely showed. Oregon -27.5 was a look-ahead game for the rivalry game against Oregon State, probably. But yeah, Oregon looked good. Oregon looked decent, but as expected with anybody else going to 11 a.m. to Northwestern. Definitely a tough environment, but whatever. For the Big Ten, anybody in the Big Ten. Wisconsin versus Bama. Team total over 13.5 for Wisconsin hit. I knew there was going to be a garbage time touchdown, and I was right. Actually, 2, I guess, if you count the return, but whatever. Yeah, team total over Bama. Okay, so I'm debating about betting against Bama this week because people are taking this win and are saying Bama's back. Wisconsin is not a good team at the moment. I may be taking Bama next week, but we'll see. I'm not sure why people have like the utmost confidence in Bama. Was it this week or next week that they play Georgia? I can't remember. I think it's next week they play Georgia. So I may be taking Georgia next week, not this week, against Bama. But yeah, I'm not sure why people are so high. Like, I don't know why this game was like, oh yeah, Bama's back. Are they? Yeah, they look good, but still, that Florida State, and how the team looked, we'll see going forward. Okay, they have they don't play this week. That's right. So yeah, next week, Georgia next week. Oregon State versus Texas Tech. Boy, nope, loser. That was the over. When you should have taken Texas Tech spread, but whatever. Yeah, bad. UJ-10. I definitely thought the defense was going to show out versus Tennessee for Georgia under 50.5 for overall game and a little bit more for Tennessee. Tennessee just came out firing. As soon as that happened, I knew this was going to fly over, and it did. Yeah, it wasn't even close. It was dead. It was a dead loser, dead upon arrival, pretty much, the way Tennessee came out firing. And then just lose that then. I wouldn't say it was Tennessee's fault per se. I would say, it sucks that the kicker missed, but you put kickers in positions to win, and he had the position to win, and they didn't. USF versus Miami. This was strictly vibes, just strictly vibes. It wasn't a big bet, but still, I bet it. It was for vibes of USF. Now we know going forward, bet cautiously with them. So it's okay. In Miami looks damn good, and I like them this week. Ohio versus Ohio State. Team total over 43.5. Yeah, the rivalry proved true, and yeah, didn't hit. No, I'm just kidding. It is what it is. Moving forward, no issues with Ohio State. Florida versus LSU. Definitely glad it went down to 7, but then again they covered by 10, so the 9.5 worked for everybody. LSU's defense is a monster. On team total under for Florida 22 or 20.5, but so I had LSU -7 and Florida team total under 20.5 because of that defense, and I was right. But LSU's offense? Now let's talk about that for a second. They came out saying Brian Kelly or saying that Nussmeier has a hurt torso since week 1 against Clemson. I somewhat believe that. Also, at the same time, the run game did not look good, and then I know he went off on that reporter. It's after a win. It's a crazy ask, but everybody was thinking it, but you don't ask that as the first question after a win. That's the one thing I'll defend him on, but it is a fair question though. And look, there are some concerns, and then he said he's been reserving. I don't understand. They have not looked good. However, the 2019 team had an okay defense, not a great defense. They had they had great players, good players, but it was okay. But the offense was a championship offense. Now we see what could be a championship offense or should have been is now an okay offense at best. Are they reserving for Ole Miss? I hope so. I want the offense to show out versus Ole Miss. They need to, especially Ole Miss with that high level offense. And you think they're going to be missing throws like Lagway was? We'll see. I don't know. Maybe the defense is that good. It's a championship defense for sure, as everybody's seen. But the offense, we'll see, work in progress. They got Southeast Louisiana. And now, if Nussmeier is truly hurt, sit him out. I hope he does not play in this game or plays one quarter at least. I don't care. Sit him out. Sit him out. Save him for the Ole Miss game. We're going to win anyways. So start your backup. We'll win by 7. I don't care. I do not care if you rest him. So do that. Do that and make everybody happy. If he's truly hurt or has somewhat of a nagging injury. Yeah, let's not get him injured further and then cost us the season here. Okay, so moving on to Texas. That rant over. Going on to Texas A&M and Notre Dame. What a game this was. I got issue. I have issue with all these Notre Dame fans complaining about the holding call. Well, welcome to real life. Welcome to football. I mean, yeah, you have every right to get mad. I got mad in the Super Bowl, and guess what? I got told, shut the fuck up, or move on, and all this stuff. I've been mad for 2 Super Bowls as a Niner fan, holding on Bosa every freaking Super Bowl by the Chiefs every time, and they've never been called. Now they haven't been called for how many Super Bowls straight, and then finally they call them in the Eagles Super Bowl. I've never been so pissed off when the refs were calling holding against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. For the Eagles, but where was this against the Niners? It was so crazy. But you're going to call Trent Williams for a hold? You mean to tell me the one hold on Trent Williams and their offensive line didn't hold the rest of the game? No, they were holding Bosa and everybody that game. It pissed me off. So now Notre Dame fans are doing that. Dude, that's fine. Get over it. But there's also other calls as well. And other factors that went into that that don't help your case. So, I mean, it's the same with the Niners. Like, there's other factors as well. I didn't complain as much. So I complained in the first Super Bowl against the Chiefs. That third down play, or was it fourth? I can't remember. That long throw, because so far back against Tyreek Hill, or when Tyreek Hill caught that pass from Mahomes on that long third down play. It was the biggest hold of all time on Bosa. I've lost my mind. Now, there was holding the whole game or a lot of game, and Trent Williams called for it. I'm so much not as mad about the holding because I knew going in what to expect when the Niners were in the Super Bowl. But there are other plays. Like, same with the first one. Like, if Jimmy makes that pass to Emmanuel Sanders, we win. Or if our left guard makes the block that he should have, we win, and Ayuk's open in the end zone. That's it. Moral story. Like, I mean, there's other factors to get mad at here. So it's the same with the Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. But damn, Texas A&M looks good, and the SEC is gonna be a gauntlet this year. Too many teams that are good, and they're not pushovers by any means. Notre Dame, it's going to be an interesting talk if they run the table at 10-2. They're going to get put in no matter what, but definitely interesting to start off 0-2 and not win against good teams. Then their schedule is not is favorable with the mediocre teams. Now, if they get another loss, we don't have to worry about it. But 10-2 Notre Dame is going to be conversations to have for a while. I've always said put them in a conference, but Notre Dame fans will not agree with me. That's fine. I don't care. But yeah, the SEC is a gauntlet, which brings me to Vandy versus South Carolina. I was wrong. Vandy's the real deal. Now that 3-0 Vandy, and when they meet LSU, is now going to be a game. It's going to be a game, and Vandy is no slouch by any means. South Carolina may also be no slouch as well. They can figure it out between now and then. I had South Carolina -5, wasn't even close. Yeah, woof. I knew. We'll talk more SEC later. Actually, no. Let's talk about it now. Let's go over the teams real quick. That is going to be a gauntlet. So LSU, you got Bama, who may figure out won't be a slouch. If they do, I'm curious about the Georgia game. Obviously, Georgia, Tennessee. If they have one loss, still they look for real. But we'll see. It's a good quality loss against Georgia. They still look good. I'm not counting them out. Ole Miss, you got Ole Miss. Who knows? You got Vandy. You got Texas A&M. Florida. Yeah, if Lagway figures it out, that's still a good, not a great team. It's still a good team, and they're going to be playing Miami. So we'll see. They got a week to figure it out. Moving on, Arkansas is never a slouch. Anybody in the SEC, but still, you can probably write off Arkansas. Where was I going? Texas A&M. Yeah, Texas A&M looks like the real deal. Marcel Reed. Let's see who else. I'm drawing a blank. Help me out here. Arkansas, Texas, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Oklahoma, yes, Oklahoma for real. They are. And actually, I like that they're playing Auburn. So Auburn and Oklahoma will tell us. That game will tell us if they're both for real or if one of them was, all right. I think Oklahoma could be the real deal depending on this game, and I think Auburn can depending on this game. I'll be watching this game closely. Kentucky will always be Kentucky. Vandy's no longer Vandy at the moment. Let's see. Am I forgetting anybody? Oh, Missouri. Missouri looks good. Yes, Missouri and their defense. I am curious about this weekend for them as well. Let's see who else outside of Missouri. I am going through. I already said Arkansas. I think that's it. Yep, I think I touched on them all. All right. Moving on to Utah, Wyoming. Utah team total over 35.5. I knew this was going to be a tough environment, and it was a loser. I can't. Yeah. But that's okay. Utah has a tough game against Texas Tech. That game is going to be a good game. So, and a tough game. Who knows? I am leaning the favorite. I'm definitely leaning the over in Utah favor, but we'll see. Tulane -1.5. I'm going to keep riding Tulane. You got to keep. This team is for real, and Yeah, I'll talk more when on my card when I get into my card for Ole Miss. Minnesota versus Cal. Cal keeps rolling 2.5. The over didn't hit. That's okay. I'll take that win all day. Versus Cal or Cal plus 2.5 over Minnesota. Cal is the real deal. I don't know the real deal. They're ACC real deal. Let's get into. Let's just say that ACC. They're going to be a tough opponent in the ACC. Let's see what UTEP Texas. Wish I took taken UTEP. Let's see what else. I wish I bet the Nebraska game. I forgot to. Versus Houston Christian. Portland Hawaii. Oh yes. That was a loser. Yeah, that was bad. It's okay. On to Fresno State, Hawaii. I didn't like the game to start, so I didn't bet huge, but I definitely like the game more next week in my pick. This one was just a fun, little pick this time around. But yeah, it's okay. We'll look ahead next week. So going into my card. So far, what I got so far, I looked at so I got ahead of this, and I looked Sunday. I always look Sunday, like what do I like? What are we gonna get into, fellas? And so I have a couple already locked in Sunday bets. So I will get into that. So going over the card, I have not bet. Excuse me, the Texas Tech versus Utah game, but I am leaning over 58. Last I had it, last I saw. Let's double check. Let me refresh this page just to be sure on the odds. So Utah, yeah, it's at 57.5 now. I like that. It's going down. If it's at 58 still, I'll still take it. But 57.5 looks good. I do like the over in that game. Texas, and I like Utah -3. We'll see though how I feel, but right now over 50. The over is my play. If that keeps going down, I will take it, but we'll see. This will be released on Saturday, and also Utah -3. We'll see how I feel as well. UAB versus 10. I love. So over 69 is a lot of points, but it went up to 40. I got him at 38.5 because I like the vibe on Sunday. Or I like that line a lot. I had a feeling it was going to move up, so I automatically took him. So I have Tennessee -38.5 against UAB. Trifecta play. Here we go. Oregon versus Oregon State, the Civil War. I have Oregon -34.5. It's gone up to 35. Over 55.5, still at 55.5, and the team total over for Oregon at 45.5. I think they're gonna prove a point definitely against their rival and run up the score. If they don't, I will be shocked. I wasn't shocked in Northwestern. I said Northwestern was a tough place to play, but this is a rival. I believe, and yeah, they're no longer in the same conference, but still. That hatred and passion is there in the same state. I firmly believe that, and I believe that they'll run it up. And Oregon State has similar colors the exact same colors to Oklahoma State, and I believe Lanning's going to see that and just want to and take it out like he did it versus Gundy. The next game is interesting. Auburn versus Oklahoma. As I said, we'll see which one of these teams is for real, or they may both be for real, depending how this game goes. What I'm looking at is the team total over for 27.5 for Oklahoma at the moment. Yeah. I even though it's 6.5, I don't know. I see this being a close game, but I also see it being a blowout. The line is 48.5, but I also see this being a defensive game because Oklahoma's defense is being for real. It's kind of for real, which I don't know which way I'm leaning. So I like the team total over 27.5 for Oklahoma, but I also like the Auburn under team total under 21.5. I like that as well. So it just depends which way I'm feeling come Saturday. But I have no clue. I have no clue. Oh, by the way, the Oregon, all those are locked in, by the way, the trifecta. I'm calling that the trifecta play. The minus 34.5, the over 55.5, and the team total over 45.5, all for Oregon. But yeah, going back to Oklahoma, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how I feel come Saturday. I'm leaning, but I'm definitely leaning more towards the over 27.5 than I am the under for Auburn at 21.5. But we'll see. I made changes right now on the card thinking about it. Tulane, I'm riding with the vibes plus 13.5, and I already have that. I had the plus 13.5 locked in on Sunday. Now I want to keep the vibes in the train rolling for Tulane, but it has gone down to 12 now, and at 61, I have the over as well at 60.5. So those were both on Sunday. I'm riding with both, and I think Tulane and Red Slav is going to give Ole Miss a little bit of fits, especially it's no sleeper. LSU plays Southeast Louisiana. Ole Miss plays Tulane. Yeah, that talk about luck of fortune, luck of the draw there. But yeah, we'll see. You can't sleep on Tulane, and hope Ole Miss doesn't, and they come to play. Let's see. Michigan versus Nebraska. I got the over at 44.5. It has now gone up to 46. That was also, I grabbed that on Sunday. I love that. I see both these teams scoring points. I think that was low, and I still think that's low. I still think the over 40 at 46, that's low. I don't think Michigan's defense is all that good, or maybe actually, you know what? I take it back. We'll see how good Michigan's defense is against Nebraska. Nebraska has played nobody's really up until this point, so we'll see. Because Nebraska's offense definitely has looked good. Michigan's offense has looked, and who knows with them? If Bryce Underwood's running, then it's a different offense. But if they limit him, it's going to be a different offense. So we'll see. I definitely think the 44.5 was low, so I took it, and now it's shot up to 46. Let's see if it keeps going up. I do not like the Purdue Notre Dame game. I don't know which way that's going to swing. I want to take minus 27 for Notre Dame, but no, I'm not even looking at that game. Cross that off for me. Florida State, Kent State. Kent State's not good. Florida State minus 4. What was it? Or was I looking at the over for that game? They're at 44.5, and the over is 50. Yeah, I was looking at the over 55.5. I'm taking that. Over's at 55.5. I'm taking it. Minus 44.5. No. Shit. Maybe. I may take that now. Minus 44.5. Huh. Yeah. Because that means that they'll. Do I see Florida scoring 55 points or 40 or 49 and Kent State not scoring at all? I think I may take the 44.5, the line. That's a huge line, but I like to live dangerously. So let me lock that in right now. Minus 44.5. Minus 44.5 for Florida. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing that. Doing the line. Minus 44.5 for Florida State. Florida, Miami. Let's see. What is it at now? Going down. Let's see. I had it originally at minus 7.5. I have not bet this game yet. Okay, it stayed the same. All right. Lock it in. Miami minus 7.5. Yeah, we'll see. I'm also looking at the under 52, but probably not going to take it. I'm looking at Miami minus 7.5. So that is the bet. South Carolina, Missouri. I like that this game is at night. South Carolina is coming off the loss. Missouri, I think is good. The real deal's minus 13.5. Missouri. And the over under 46.5. Let's see. I am definitely leaning Missouri minus 13.5. I know that's a lot of points still, but that's still a tough place to play at night. So I am leaning that. We'll see. This will be a Saturday pick for sure if I do end up betting that. Let's see. Let's go into Sam Houston State. Yeah. Okay. Am I taking this? I don't know. Dude, so going off the UTEP game, Arch did not look good at all. But I think Sam Houston's not as good as a team as UTEP is because UTEP played Texas A&M tough. Now they're going to play, and they play Texas tough. Sam Houston State, I don't think is that, but I don't also think Texas is that good. Arch hasn't looked that good. He definitely has to show it before. Then they have a bye week. Then they play Florida, and Florida's already had 2 tough games, and then and their road just gets even tougher. I don't know. We'll see. I like the plus 41 for Sam Houston State. I may take it just out of spite, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm leaning at the moment. Plus 41. Let's see. Cal versus San Diego State. Riding the Cal train. Literal pun intended. Cal train. Minus 12.5 for Cal over San Diego State. I am riding that. I think they'll get that. Oh, it's gone up to 13. Thank God I got it on Sunday at 12.5, so it's gone up to 13. That's good. All right. The late game. Here we go. Fresno State versus Hawaii. I got Fresno State minus 3. Hawaii did not look good against Portland State at all. And that's why I'm going Fresno State. Fresno State has shown up. They're not that great either, but they are. I truly think they're better. They're better than Hawaii at 3. I think more than 3. So I like Fresno State minus 3. Let's see what else. I think that's it. I like Indiana minus 4 versus Illinois. Yep, there we go. I knew I was forgetting one. So Indiana minus 4 versus Illinois, and I'm also looking at Mississippi State minus 21 over Northern Illinois. TBD, that's a Saturday pick, but yeah, Indiana minus 4. All right, and let's go over my picks real quick and get you out of here. Here we go. Texas Tech versus Utah. I am looking at over 58. No, I am going over 58. Over 58 and Utah minus 3. I will lock those in. Yeah, I'm going to lock those in right now. So, over 58 and Utah minus 3. UAB versus 10, Tennessee Tennessee minus 30.5. That's already locked in. The trifecta locked in right now. Oregon versus Oregon State. Oregon minus 34.5. Oregon team total over 45.5 and over for the game at 55.5. Boom, lock them in. Here we go. Auburn versus Oklahoma. I have no idea. Team total over 27.5 for Oklahoma or Auburn under 21.5. I'm going to lock in Oklahoma. Yep, lock it in. Oklahoma team total over 27.5. That is locked in for me. That is my play. Tulane versus Ole Miss. Tulane plus 13.5 over 16.5. That is my play. I see Tulane being tough, even though it's at Ole Miss, and also at the same time, I see this game going over, being a shootout at 16.5. Let's see, Michigan versus Nebraska over 44.5 for the game. Florida State minus 44.5 over Kent State. That is my play, and it's going to get locked in. Miami minus 7.5 versus Florida. That is my play, and it's going to be locked in. I wish it was at 7, but I actually love it better because I see 2 touchdowns, actually 10 or more. We'll see. Sam Houston State versus Texas. Fuck it, lock it in. 41.5. Sam Houston State plus 41.5. That is my bet. Cal minus 12.5 over San Diego State. Fresno State minus 3. That is the late night pick, late night action. The Hawaii game. Fresno State minus 3. And Mississippi State TBD minus 21 over Northern Illinois, depending how I feel come Saturday. That's a Saturday pick. Sorry, but that's where I'm leaning at the moment. Indiana minus 4 over Illinois. Again, and also to recap, I did not do well on Saturday. So, last Saturday. So if you faded me, you are up. You're up on Saturday. You did well. So, it is called fade and follow. Fade me or follow me. Yes, I am not an expertise. I am just a normal guy giving out picks and done research and done what I like. Not as in depth looking at the number, not looking at the formulas or anything, but going off, vibes or what I like. So we'll see. But yeah, those are my picks right now as it stands. Again, fade and follow, I should say. Fade me, but don't forget to follow me. Like and subscribe, download, all that. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, actually everywhere, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, you name it. I have it. Believe I'm on almost every platform. Pandora, iHeartRadio. Yep, go ahead, find it. Don't forget, like and subscribe, download. And with that, this is the college football Fade and Follow podcast. I am your host, No Units Left or Units. I will do an NFL later this week. But until then, have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye for now.